What's up, guys? This is Derek with Team Evolution, Rush of Ikorr, coming to you with a quick little video, just something a little bit different. I'm going to be cracking open a box of Set 1 Shattered Chaos, which I thought was kind of fun because I've never actually popped open a box of this on the channel. I did those boxes of Set 2, but I haven't done any Set 1. And I've opened a lot of Set 1, but I got this one for a very, 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 very good deal, to the point that I was just like, okay, well, I'll snipe a box and you know, pop it open on the channel, kind of go through it. I haven't really gone through Set 1 really in depth on my channel outside of like deck profiles and stuff, so why not? So yeah, so we're gonna do that. And then just a couple quick things. You know, I appreciate everyone who's checked out my videos and still watches them. I know there's still new players that are coming in and out of the game right now, just kind of checking it out, you know, seeing what's going on before some of the events later in the year. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get back onto the content roll. I'm just waiting for Set 3, if I'm being totally honest. I'm not really able to do any events right now, so I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting till I can crack open some Set 3 and start working on Set 3 decks and things, because the 100K specifically is going to be Set 3 meta, and we're going to have Set 3 for a few months before that tournament even happens. So I just wanted to kind of wait till I can get my hands on some Set 3. I've worked on a few decks and done a few things since the new comprehensive rules, but I haven't actually really sat down and kind of like gone through everything very in depth. But yeah, I might show off a couple of those builds for you guys just for the sake of reason that follows the new pip rules and some of the other new comprehensive rules. But at the moment, we're just gonna crack open this box, and I'm just gonna kind of go over the cards as I get through them. If you're new to the game and you haven't really opened any of the set or gotten any of Set 1, and you're trying to figure out where to start, there are two sets, you know, Shattered Chaos and then Merciless Battlegrounds as the second set. And we've opened lots of both. So I pretty much have everything from Set 1, just give or take a couple foils or fractures and stuff. But other than that, we pretty much have everything. So we're just gonna, yeah, crack it open and see what we get. Set 1 has a lot of very, very powerful cards. There's just too many actually to name. In fact, that was one of the reasons why when I first got into this game, when Set 1 was, or before Set 2 was available, that was part of the reason that I enjoyed it. I was like, man, the power level of this game is kind of ridiculous for one set. And my teammate, when I kind of got him into it, and we were just playing cards and playing stuff back and forth, it was just kind of like, man, some of these cards are just absolutely broken. So yeah, there's a lot of good cards, and if you just don't really know where to start when it comes to this game or Set 1 or anything, I'll just, as I find certain cards, I'll kind of talk about them and go over them and kind of give you my overall thoughts on some cards. And in terms of looking to pull anything specific, like I said, I don't really need anything out of this set. Maybe some specific fractures I don't have, or I do need actually a foil Burnt Incense Ritual. I'm missing a foil of one of those. Ultra rares are very difficult to get from this set, so any ultra rare, whether it's an infusion or an actual ultra from this box, would be great. But let's just kind of get into it and see what we can pull. So I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Gagini Brute. Observation, solid draw card. Clock Strike Warrior, good for the Maya decks. Onimusha, actually solid card. Inspired Bard, good neutral. We have Siston as our first infusion. And then our first rare is Ramses II, Son of Seti, good for those Egyptian royalty decks or just those Egyptian location decks if you choose to play this in probably more or less like an Isis deck where you're activating the locations and you can use this to ping some damage. Plus, the Nefertari from Set 2 can search this, which is nice. And then we got a foil Clock Strike Warrior. And our first foil Influence, which is a foil Pegasus. I actually have, this might actually be the 10th or 11th foil Influence of the Pegasus that I have. I'm kind of zoom out just a little bit here. So, but cool. First foil, Clock Strike Warrior, solid, not bad. If you love the Mayas, I will say this much. Again, if you're not super familiar with the game and you're just kind of checking this out, Mayas are definitely fast. If you're looking for an aggro style deck, picking up the Mayas and going with like Hunhunapu or something is one way that you can go. Oracular Vision's kind of I would say almost a staple for yellow. It just kind of lets you, well, there's another staple for yellow, Stargazer. Looking at the top 3 and then just getting one, you know, really good for like 4C decks and stuff. Stargazer, Great Sphinx, oh, nice. Starry Deer Crocodile, cool. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm happy about this. So second pack, and we have a Jade Funerary Mask. This is one of the best infusions in the game. So ultra rare infusions are really difficult to get out of set 1 boxes. And funny enough, I actually did just sell my copy of Enduring Spirit just because I didn't really feel like I needed it and I got a good deal for it. But I only have one Jade Funerary Mask, and this is probably the one ultra rare infusion out of set 1 that if I had to, I like need 2 of them. So I'm super happy to get that. That's awesome. That probably means that's our ultra from the box. If we were to get another like regular ultra from the box, this would at that point just kind of be an insane box. But E-Shell, Lady Rainbow, very fun avatar. She is a blue-yellow avatar that focuses on spells. Very broken. You can just kind of hit some moments where you have super cheap discounts on your spells and can just fire off with this, which is kind of scary sometimes. And then, oh, she's technically our rare in that pack. Skiing Vizier, I love this card. Already have some foils of him. I have 2 of every foil from the set, by the way, at this point. I mean, there's a couple rares that I only have like 1 of. There might even be a few that I don't have any of. I think I have at least 1 of every rare and foil, I think. But no, there's a couple I know I don't have. But there are some rares that I only have 1 foil of. So the foil rares are fine. And shatters are fine. Fierce Spearman. I think this is like a misprint. I think this is supposed to not be a spirit. I think it's supposed to be a warrior, a human warrior or something like that. Funerary Priest, great card for yellow. I love Stick and Mystic Ankh on this thing, so it's a 2/1/5. Just makes it kind of tough to remove. Blood Ritual, Sacrifice Champion if you do draw some cards. On Ryu, or Rio. Banned with Swift, I think it is. Glimpse of Olympus. And then we have Wasp Scepter. This champion cannot be attacked by champions with lesser attack. And then we have Mochizuki Chiyomi. Fantastic purple card. Comes down, basically takes something out, and then it still has lethal, but a 4/3 body, a 3/5 body's really strong. So that is definitely a good rare if you're planning on playing purple. And then a foil Unmyoji Exorcist. No fracture foils yet. There are a couple rares that I do need fracture for. I'd like to get like a Numis Fracture, another Stargazer Fracture. I'm trying to think of what else from set 1 from my main decks that I play. I need Fracture. Fix, Laborer, just a quick little vanilla. Toadwahi, a 1/2/2 with Reanimate. They just did the change with Reanimate, so definitely go check out the comprehensive rules that are just continuously kind of being updated lately. Reanimate just works a little bit differently now, which is important. So, you know, go check up on those rules. Ooh, Hunhunapoo. This is, well, in set 1, this was regarded as the best avatar in the game. And even to this day, even to right now, and probably even moving into set 3, this is still going to be one of the best avatars. It's just fast, it's quick. As long as Stargazer exists, or at least isn't banned, this card's just ridiculous, or this avatar is just ridiculous. Being able to get Hunhunapoo and Xbalanque out very early is also crazy. So if you like fast decks, Hunhunapoo is where to go. Perfidious Counselor. And we have a rubber ball. When this champion strikes a champion and survives, draw a card. I like sticking this on the Siren from set 2, just because you can draw a couple cards off that. We have Cleopatra. Great, another royalty for the Egyptians. Stun all opposing champions with an influence cost up to your last. Not terrible. It's kind of random that it's red and has a stun effect, but it's a good effect. And a 7 bodies, solid. Rage for 2, solid. And then foil Royal Barge Dock. And then, oh god, I have a lot of these in foil. I have so many of those in foil, actually. Yeah, set 1 has a lot of really great cards, man. And I'm so excited for set 3. Set 3 is going to have some bangers. Is that our first Fracture? Okay, no, maybe not. Okay. Amazonian Gladiator, Daga Osin, Benevolent Healer, Grand Shrines of Ice, Kitsudubi, fun card. Lotus Amulet, sacrifices champion, gain influence equal to its raid for this turn only. I haven't really found a use for this, but I'm sure there is a use for this at some point. It is an action effect, so I suppose if you play this on something that sticks around for a turn, you can get some value off of that, but I haven't really played that. Shock, Rainbringer, this is another one of my favorite cards in yellow. Card's kind of broken. I don't know. It's tough because it costs 10, but you can kind of abuse this a little bit with some discounts. Maybe a card to kind of pay attention to in the future. We got a foil rare, Triton Cerulean Trumpeteer. Solid mid-range card. When you attack, you get to draw a card, heal 2, or retreat target champion. Not terrible at all. So many just fun cards, like I said. But yeah, set 3 is going to be crazy, and I can't wait to see what else set 3 holds. Set 3, the cards they've already announced for set 3 is already crazy. So I'm excited to see what else there's going to be. Toad Wahi, Observation, Claw Strike Warrior. Sorry, I keep doing them up here. I don't want to keep doing that. Great Plaza of Trial, Priestess of Zeus Olympios, just copies Zeus's ability. Leadership, and Toyotomi Hideyoshi. My teammate and I have a nickname for this that we call it Purple Bee, basically, just because this card comes down and just always annihilated the board. But that was also before Fury got its update in its rulings as well, so that also changes things. However, this is still a very, very powerful card. For a 5/4/6 that can attack immediately and has Fury, and then once per turn, when it destroys something, you get to AoE 1 to all your opposing champions. It's pretty good. This is definitely one of the best mid-range cards that you can have in purple. Song of the Muses. I really like this effect. I just haven't found a way to use it or abuse it yet. You know, something that is kind of crazy is I thought that with Amaterasu's Dawn, that if you could find a way to get some like one-drop Greeks with some crazy triggers and then play this and then play a bunch of them, you could basically like get an extra trigger every single time. So I'm trying to figure out a way to like make that a thing, but it's tricky. And loops just aren't fun in general, but you know, they exist. No fracture foils yet, which is interesting. Scheming Vizier, Royal Bargestock, Wheat Farmer, the Cow, still probably arguably the best one drop in the game with that 3 health and rating for 2. Love it. Sasano, arguably the best or one of the best avatars in the game. If you haven't seen our Sasano decks, go check them out. Obviously, we need to make some adjustments with the pip rule, but Pyramid Sasano is easily one of the best control decks right now. So if you haven't checked that out and you like the idea of seeing how to play that, go take a look because it's a fun deck. Burn Incense Ritual. I need a foil version of this or a fracture foil version of this. And then Devoted Militia. I have lots of those. Burn Incense Ritual is very good. Just lets you reuse any card out of your graveyard. Laborer, Benevolent Healing, Wahi Watcher, good for the Wahi decks. Typhoon, solid removal. Drogumo. This one's okay. It kind of, you could attach Swift to this and kind of make it stun immediately, but it's all right. Favorite Devices, activate a location, good for the location decks. And then Ewok. This is a, oh, we got an Ultra. No, we got a Cimil. Wow. Wow. Okay, so Ewok, Chenil, Asia. Great card for the Maya decks. But wow, we got a Cimil. That's actually crazy. So you know what's so funny? Out of all 30 boxes that we opened, I did eventually pull one Cimil, but I only had one, and it was so insane because my teammate and I started to think like, does this card even exist? Like it seemed like no one had the card, and there were rumors of people having the card. Now I think it's a little easier to find, but this card just has been so elusive for so long, and it's pretty hilarious to pull another one. There's a little bit of nick on the foiling on top there, which kind of sucks, but wow. So a Cimil, which is arguably one of the best ultras in the set, and a Jade Funerary Mask. That's epic. That is, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better out of that. That is absolutely crazy. So this box is great, and I haven't even opened any fractures yet, so that's pretty cool. I will take it. That is awesome. Labyrinth of Crete, Hoplite, Light Infantry, Venomous Asp, Cenote. Experience, the banned Blessing of Osiris. So yes, this card is in fact banned. Until the end of this turn, target player may summon champions from their graveyard as if they were in their hands. So this card basically says for 5, your graveyard becomes your hand. At least your champions in your graveyard become your hand, which is just crazy. And there are some disgusting loops that you can do with this with Stargazer and the Crocodile and a Tzolk'in, and it just is pretty insane. So this card is banned. It's been banned for about a year now, almost a year coming up. And yeah, is ridiculous. So probably a good call. And our first fracture is a Heat Lightning. That's pretty sweet. I think I have one fracture foiled of these, so having a playset is great. Yeah, awesome. Actually, I'll move these over here. And that's a rare. That's a fracture rare, so that's pretty good. That's solid. That's a good box, especially with what I paid for it. Oh yeah. Song of the Muses, Vanilla Guy, Bronze Metalsmith, Swift Messenger, staple. This card is a staple in the game. If you're new to the game, play 2 of this in every deck with the best infusions you can think of. So super versatile card. Vulture Wahi, Infiltration, and Tomogozin. Solid card. Foil Priestess. Do I have a Foil Priestess? I think I have a Foil Priestess. Pretty sure I do. Yeah, I do. Very happy about that Funerary Mask, though. The Funerary Mask is awesome because I really did actually need a second copy of that. Oh, got another Fracture. Song, Devoted, Dear Wahi, Taskmaster, Rising River, Eager, which is solid, and then Shock, and then Temple Guard. I have, I think, like 3 of these in Fractured, so not one of the most exciting ones. I actually feel like the green cards are the easiest to get Fractures. I don't know why, but I feel like from set 1, I had more green cards in Fracture Rare than any other color. It was weird. Cultivating Theorist, basically Pot of Duality. Light Infantry, Funerary Priestess, Seal of Divine Protection, Fuda Binding, Benzatin Eloquent Flow, and a Jaguar Warrior. This card's not great. I mean, it costs 6, and stats with the 6 that has an ability that just heals ally champions. I don't know. I don't really like this card, honestly. I think you're better off playing something like the new Amaterasu from set 2, but that's just my opinion. Foil Jaguar Warrior, solid card for the Maya decks. I think about halfway through the box at this point. There's not really anything else I could get. I mean, I got an Ultra, I got a Funerary Mask. I still have 2 more, what's it called? Fractures. So, I mean, there's not really anything else I can get. And I don't think one of the Fractures can be another Ultra. I don't think. Roaring Aegis, pretty good staple. Toth, card's insane. When I first read this card, I was like, this card is ridiculous. Look at the top 5 cards, add 1 to your hand, send the rest to the grave. And the artwork's insane. This is one of my favorite cards in the game. Oh, foil Weave Armor. That's a great foil. That's actually a fantastic foil. I do have a couple of them, but I would like to get these in their full art forms that are the promos. I don't have those yet, or for some Fractures of these. But hey, a foil one, I will take that. All right, so Hate Initiates, Royal Bardstock, Serapard, great 1-drop that you can stick anything on since it attacks right away. Jag Champion and Sun Rises. Zeus's Favor, Overindulgence, another really, really insane card. This is probably one of the best rares in the game, period. One of the best removal cards, period. Deals a damage for each influence you exerted this turn, but if it exerts the rest of your influence, so if you pay 4 for it, repeat the first effect, and then you can choose a new target. So if you had, I don't know, if you used 10 influence in a turn, and the last 4 you played this, you get to deal 10 damage twice. It's ridiculous. And there's another foil rare. That's a foil of the Benzatin. Yeah, Overindulgence is pretty insane. I think I like, I don't know, Assigned Wrath is good too, but Overindulgence I think is probably just ultimately better. Telefios, Vanilla Guy, Serapard, Pythagoras, Sacred Game, Training, Jablonki. This is the other half of what you need for Hunhunapu. And we got a foil Dear Wahi and a foil, I think that's Heat Lightning, isn't it? Yeah, foil Heat Lightning Infusion. I'm happy to have the other young Cimil. I had sold my other one, so having another one is nice. Scheming Vizier, Camuso. They should probably consider banning Salt Block with this card. Just saying, it's kind of part of a loop thing. It's pretty annoying. Narito, Wandering Tengu, Sandstorm, Favorite of Osiris. Sends the top 3 card of your deck to the grave. I use that a lot in set 1 with my Snake deck. Chiron, Mentor of Heroes, adds a Greek. Can't play it the turn you add it, but if you are playing a Greek-based deck, this can be a way to fetch whatever you need, so not terrible. Foil Hapsis Infusion, which is nice. And then Labor. You know, it's kind of funny. The promo cards and the full art cards that are the promo cards are basically just this, right? Like literally just this. It's foil infusions or full art foils that just have the text on them, which is great. I mean, it's so cool because these all look great. Like I love collecting the foil versions of all of the infusions. So there's so many that they could do full arts of. Like a Stargazer, I wish they would do a full art promo of Stargazer. That'd be phenomenal. And it's also borderless. So Hearth Defender, Desiccate, crazy card. Mill 3 and then add an Egyptian. It's not really like super useful, but it's just like a good effect. Mass Priest, my favorite avatar in the game, Snake. Shuffles one and shuffles one from the grave and adds it back to your hand and draws a card, but that's really what we're doing is using it for its color combo because you get big stuff into the grave like Yum Cimil and then you reborn it back infinite number of times, and it's fantastic. Pat Camel, Kusanagi no Tsurugi. This is one of my favorite rare infusions. I like sticking this to Swift Messenger. That way you get a stun on top of a drawing 3 cards. So paying 3 to stun something and draw 3 cards is pretty good in my book. And then Spartan Training Grounds And then Calculating Theorist as our foil there. I think we got about 6 packs left after this one, so we still need 2 more fractures. Wheat Merchant, Yamabushi, Samurai Cavalry, Ryujin, another fantastic avatar. Cards, color combination is disgusting, and this card just controls like crazy. One of the best ones that you could get for sure. Skilled Stalker, Kenichi Ahahu's Favor. It's one of our other rare infusions. That's awesome. Amatep and Benevolent Healer. I think we have, let me see here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 6 packs left. Young Minotaur, Curse of the Defiler, Samurai's Cavalry, Great Sphinx, Onimusha, Foresights, Hori, Tsushihime, Voidblade, Foil Kiichi. I think I have a Foil Kiichi already. There's 3 avatars I don't have in this set. It's Artemis, Sasano, and I can't remember what the other one is, but I know it's not that one. I know I already have a foil of that one. Artwork's so good on this game. I love the artwork. I had someone tell me that it's like a little darker, and so you don't really care for it, but Magic also is like super dark, right? And I don't know, like I like the art on this game. I think the art is so nice. Pat Camel, Haru Fortune, got a Heat Lightning, got a Fracture, Toad Wahi. I have 4 of these, but cool Fracture nonetheless. And I love the Fractures. The Fractures are so nice. I just love the foiling on that. And on some cards, it really pops through. It looks super good. Whatever that thing is, Jaguar Priest. Also another card they should consider banning with Roaring Aegis, just for the burst that Hanhanapu can do. Dago Onsen, Skilled Stalker, Sunrises, Olympic Conditioning, Grand Shrine, and a foil Light Infantry. Down to the wire, down to the wire. Fierce Alex, Brutes, Miko, Jaguar Warrior, Trade Skills, Indestructible, Vara, I think maybe, I don't know, Vajra. Amit, and Foil Sinotes. Oh, what am I doing? I just realized I put that over there. All right, 2 packs left. We're still missing 1 Fracture foil. What could it possibly be? High Priestess, Naruto, Architect, Onimusha, Archer. Another shock. That's a 3rd shock in 1 box, which is weird. Foil Wahi Watcher. I think that's our 6th. Yeah, 6th one of those. Okay, final pack. Should be a Fracture foil. If not, oh well. It is. Okay, so cool. Ashigaru Spearman, Scribe, Stonemason, Priest of Set, Artemis, Contemplate Permanence. Some of these uncommon infusions are really tough to get, like Mystic Ankh, this one, and I think like Find Weapon or something. Yeah, some of those are like really tough to get a hold of. All right, and our last Fracture is an Observation, which is funny because I think I actually, it's my 2nd one. I think it's my 2nd one, but I also think I might have just got rid of one of these that I had in Fracture, which is funny. But okay, well, that's it. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to crack open a set 1 box because I've never really done that on camera, and I got this for super cheap, but ended up being a great box. You know, here's our 6 foil infusions, which is pretty consistent. You should almost always get 6. Fracture foils, your average should be 4, but I have seen some boxes where there was a 5th one, and I've seen some boxes where there was 3. But you should usually get 4 Fractures per box. Obviously, all our rares. Got some solid infusions, 2 rare infusions, pretty standard. Obviously, all of our regular foils. Wheat Farmer's nice. But our bangers, a Yum Cimil and a Jade Funerary Mask, all out of the same box. I don't think you could ask for anything better than that, which is pretty sweet. So, all right. Well, again, keep watch for more videos. You know, like I said, as set 3 comes around the corner, I definitely am going to get have some set 3 to open for you guys when I get my hands on it, and we'll be full force once we get set 3 in our hands and go from there. But other than that, thanks for watching the video and help me get to 800 subscribers. I'm like 6 subscribers away, so anything helps. But with that being said, Team Evolution out.